Hey Believers, this is Super Summer God Barbecue, and we are talking about the Royal Rumble. And this is something I've not done before, but I'm going to give it my first go. And I'm going to talk about the history of the Royal Rumble and what is likely to happen tonight, what is definitely not going to happen, and then also the stuff that could happen but is unlikely but would be freaking awesome. So let's first of all talk about the Royal Rumble tonight. It is tonight, which is the 24th of January 2016. And it is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated Royal Rumbles for a long time. Now the reason for this is because, honestly, the last two Royal Rumbles have been pretty shit. Now the first reason why this is so important and such a great pay-per-view to watch tonight is going to be because of the list of injuries. Now that sounds like a bit of a, well, why are you saying something that's negative? Well, the reason why I'm saying something that's negative is because it has made things change quite rapidly. You've had Sheamus get the belt, you've had Roman become a two-time champion in the space of no time at all because of the cash-in from Sheamus and whatnot. Effectively, you've had a lot of changes, and we're talking about Orton, we're talking about Cesaro, John Cena are going to be out of Mania, and the biggest one is Seth Rollins. That has changed the title landscape almost entirely, when most people probably would have guessed that Rollins would have held on to the belt at least until Mania, where you probably would have got a Roman versus Rollins or a Triple H versus Rollins main event for the belt. The other reason is because Reigns is number one in this Rumble, and because he is the WWE Champion. Now, this is something they have not done for some time. I believe the last time that the WWE Championship was on the line in a Rumble, Ric Flair actually won the thing and won the world title as a result. Can Roman Reigns defy the odds, one versus all, go from number 1 to number 30 and win the Royal Rumble? Well, that's what we're going to discuss. And I honestly think we need to discuss, first of all, what definitely, absolutely, don't even think about it, won't happen at all whatsoever. The first of those is Seth Rollins coming back. The guy tore his ACL. He is not coming back for a long time. Unless the whole thing was a way of creating ratings or getting people to invest in the product again, or a way of killing the storyline so Rollins could come back fresh. Rollins is not coming back this evening. Don't even think about it. It's not happening. The thing that I think is definitely not going to happen is an Authority dominated Royal Rumble. Yes, the Authority are going to be involved at some point, but I cannot see Vince McMahon or Triple H and his crews being involved for all of the event. And the reason why is because I honestly feel that they have realized that there has been a lot of bad instances in the most recent Royal Rumbles, and if they want to maintain the popularity of the event because of the uniqueness of the match and the importance of the match on the road to WrestleMania, the Authority are going to largely stay away unless it involves Roman Reigns winning. Now the next thing to talk about is what could happen, and if it did happen, would be really, really, really fucking awesome. Talk about debuts first, and the first one is AJ Styles, heavily rumored to the point of it's pretty obvious it's happening. AJ Styles debuting at the Rumble. The next one I personally believe is definitely going to happen is Finn Balor is going to debut at the Rumble in WWE. Kind of like when Rusev was in NXT and he came up. It will be a one-time thing until they pull the trigger, which seemingly with the Bullet Club or Balor Club, whichever one you want to assume it is going to happen after WrestleMania. Finn Balor will probably be in the WWE, and what a way to introduce him at, let's say, number 20 or even number 2, have him come out and do the whole entrance with the flicky up arms and the, I don't know, you could even have him in the Jack the Ripper costume, which he had at NXT TakeOver. You could have anything, but it would just be an amazing moment. I think the best position to have him do this is number 2 or number 30. I personally think he will be number 2 in the Rumble, just to kind of get it out the way. We're going to move away slightly from that, but something very similar is returns. Now, another thing that'd be really freaking awesome would be Daniel Bryan returning to the WWE, and it has been heavily rumored that this potentially could happen, and tonight will be the time that WWE finally pulls the trigger and lets Daniel Bryan come back. But he still has heavily been rumored to not come back at all and potentially could retire. Then the other one that is probably more likely to happen out of any of these is The Undertaker taking part in probably his last Royal Rumble. And if that does happen, expect the dead man to go some distances to try and win the belt. But before we move on to what's actually going to happen at the Royal Rumble and what I believe is going to happen and what's likely to happen, I think we need to talk about who's not going to win and why. There's been a couple of people who have been suggested as potentially winning this year's Royal Rumble, and some of them I have kind of sat back and gone, yeah, that's possible. And some I've gone, not a chance. And I want to talk about the ones I think it's just not going to happen. The first one is Bray Wyatt. Now, the reason why I'm talking about Bray Wyatt is because of what happened on Raw and SmackDown this week, and what's happened in the last couple of weeks, where Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family have been taking out the likes of Lesnar, which everyone was assuming would lead to some kind of feud where Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt would fight at WrestleMania. But I personally feel it's just a short-term plan for Bray Wyatt to get over and the Wyatt family to still remain relevant, because they don't really do much other than go against other tag teams at the moment. But it was obvious from the treatment that Bray gave Roman on SmackDown. I could say that Bray is a very good candidate to potentially be number 30 with a domination of the Wyatt family in there. Now, of course, you don't piss off Brock Lesnar. And the reason why you don't piss off Brock Lesnar is because he's the 9th mayor of Suplex City. He is going to kick your ass. And as a result, I can see Bray and Brock going at it at Fastlane as some kind of feud to kind of get revenge for it. I would very highly expect Brock Lesnar to be the reason that Bray doesn't win the Royal Rumble, starting the feud. But it would not go on to WrestleMania because I think other plans are in place for Brock. And that brings us on to Brock Lesnar. The reason I say this, and this is going to be quite surprising to some people, Brock Lesnar isn't going to win this Royal Rumble because look at the paper-thin roster of the WWE. Yes, they've got a lot of people, but not a lot of them are as big as the Beast himself. Honestly, I think that putting him in a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania would be a mistake. I don't feel that Roman versus Brock is something that the fans are ready for yet. If you look back, him versus Roman, no one wanted, and Rollins effectively saved that match in 2015. But given the shortage of main event superstars, I would very much expect Brock Lesnar to be facing someone not like Bray Wyatt, but maybe Kevin Owens at WrestleMania as a way of keeping him busy, keeping Kevin Owens busy, maybe elevating Owens, maybe showing that he can hang. You got all these different options that they could potentially do. They also have the possibility of having him go against a returning Daniel Bryan, of course, if they want to kill the poor man. The next one is Triple H. Now, this is because there is just simply no benefit to Triple H winning. Of course, it would mean that he would extend his WWE Championship runs, and that gets him closer to Ric Flair. But honestly, Triple H hasn't competed in these kind of events for ages. I mean, yes, he's done the one-off matches, but it's to stop people or be the authority figure, effectively the new Vince McMahon. There is no reason for Triple H to win this match, and I can only see Triple H being involved in this match as entering the match to be specifically the person that knocks Roman Reigns out of the Rumble. He then steps over the rope and he leaves the match because he doesn't need to win. The more likely scenario is that they are going to get someone to take Rollins' place as the guy for the authority, seeing as Sheamus couldn't get the job done and neither could the League of Nations. But it is almost certain that Triple H is going to be involved in Mania at some point or in some way. I would honestly say that it's going to be against either Roman Reigns or The Rock if he returns. It is almost a certainty that that's going to happen. And that also brings us on to our last person. And that is Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns isn't winning the Rumble because it would just be a huge statement to the whole roster that Roman Reigns is better than everyone else. It's obvious that Roman is going to get screwed out of the title. This is not going to be a clean thing. Brock is not going to eliminate Roman Reigns. It is going to be some kind of screw job which elevates the feud between him, Triple H, and Vince McMahon, and everything else that goes on within the company. Now, me personally, I think that it will evolve into either a Roman versus the champion at WrestleMania, or alternatively, Roman versus Triple H. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. But now we come to the most vital question of them all, who I believe are most likely to win this Royal Rumble, and I think it's time we spoke about them. And also how. Start with a returning Daniel Bryan. The reason why I chose this is because Daniel Bryan never lost the belt, and I believe he has been cleared given the tweets and Twitter messages he's been sending out recently. He wouldn't be tweeting that being a company guy without getting in a lot of trouble and starting a lot of problems on Twitter, on social media. They could run a storyline with is Bryan aligning with the authority to get back into the company, winning the belt, and turning heel. Now, I don't know whether that would work, but you'd have to get a pretty desperate Daniel Bryan, and it could be something that plays with the psychological issues of being out of the ring for so long that Daniel Bryan decides to take the risk and go ahead and join the authority and finally become the A+ player that Steph and Triple H wanted him to be all along. The second person I think is likely to win the belt at this weekend's Royal Rumble is Kevin Owens. Now, the reason I think Kevin Owens is because WWE are desperate for another monster heel. Brock Lesnar isn't that anymore. He's more like a fan's favourite just for kicking ass and being Suplex City man. Owens is someone that a lot of the younger fans especially detest. Now, this would be perfect for Roman Reigns because the younger fans love him, whereas the marks hate him, whereas the marks love Kevin Owens, but the kids and the women hate Owens, even though Owens is incredibly good at what he does. Whilst I think this is a risk, Owens seems to have been doing, well, not much. And this could be a fantastic way of him getting the belt, kind of like how Sheamus got his first belt when he came to WWE 3 months after he joined, when he won a randomly called Royal Rumble match of people who had never, ever held the WWE Championship before, and Sheamus, when won that, went on and beat John Cena via fluke in a tables match. But very simply put, I could see Owens being one of the people, and I'd say second favourite to win, really because he needs something to do, and this would be a perfect way to elevate him to that monster heel while still keeping the focus not just on Roman Reigns and the WWE Championship, but also on The Rock and other members of the WWE who will be having matches at WrestleMania. Last one is actually something a lot of people have been speaking about, and this is AJ Styles. Now, this I think is the most likely to happen. I'm going to explain why and what I think will happen, or maybe what I think should happen. But let me know if you thought of any of the others in the comment section below. Now, if AJ Styles is coming to the WWE, which apparently is a rumour, but just a rumour that all the WWE superstars have thought about taking to Twitter, including John Cena, to talk about, as well as have interviews, as well as WWE publicly acknowledging it. Yeah, you get where I'm going. It's happening. It's going to happen, whether it's tonight, whether it's on Raw the next night, whether it's after WrestleMania. AJ Styles is coming to the WWE. But what a way to introduce him into the company by having his first match, the match where he wins the WWE Championship. But this is where there's a catch. If Roman Reigns is going to be made to look strong, they'll CM Punk reference there. You've got the other members of the Balor Club or the Bullet Club, whatever you want to call them, joining him very soon. This would be the perfect way of introducing him to the company as the cowardly heel who comes into the company, with the technical skill to back it up and is the next big thing, but have him as a heel and Roman have him as immediately the opponent at either WrestleMania or Fastlane to go up against. I can't see AJ Styles headlining WrestleMania unless, just to clarify, another match is then cast as the main event instead. An Undertaker match, for example, or a really big match between, let's say, Rock and Triple H, for example. But this would be an amazing way of introducing AJ Styles. And picturing how this could happen, you have Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, and Brock Lesnar with Roman Reigns in the final four, Bray being number 30, maybe with a slightly shorter Rumble this time. Maybe something, because usually when it gets number 30, there's already at least another 7 or 8 guys in the ring. Number 30, I think, will come when there's only, like, let's say 5 or 6 people in the ring. Number 30 will be Bray Wyatt, expecting to come out to his Wyatt clan brethren who have just been dismantled by Brock Lesnar. Brock and Bray go at it, Taker and Roman go at it. And as all this is happening, Bray is almost eliminated by Brock Lesnar, who is then taken out by The Undertaker. Brock is eliminated. Taker then is eliminated by Bray Wyatt, leaving Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns in the ring as the last people standing. Roman and Bray go at it. The fans obviously want Bray Wyatt to win because they're all marks and they're thinking, yeah, this is going to be cool. We're going to have Bray Wyatt as champion. Eventually, Bray is taken out. Obviously, this is not good for the WWE. Now, you could easily replace Bray Wyatt with Triple H. You could easily have that as an alternative substitute, but I think Bray Wyatt's more likely to be the person who's at the end of the Royal Rumble with Roman. So Bray has been eliminated. All 30 people have come into the Royal Rumble, and Roman Reigns is still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And just as everyone has finished getting up and trying to leave their seats in disgust over Roman Reigns beating 30 people, you hear this. No chance! That's what good old Vinnie Mac comes out to the entrance ramp and says, no. This is not over. This event is not over. Get back to your seats. I am the one who calls the shots here, and you are not leaving this arena with the WWE Championship. As he says that, the clock counts down again. The Royal Rumble has now become a 31-man competition, and who comes out as number 31? AJ Styles. Roman Reigns is exhausted. He's just thinking, how am I ever going to get past these guys? After about 2-minute struggle, AJ Styles flips Roman over the top rope, maybe a bit of help from the Authority, and AJ Styles, in his first match, having signed with the devil, is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You have just pissed off everyone by changing the Royal Rumble format for one person. You have just pissed off all the kids who want to see WWE have Roman Reigns as the champion. You have just effectively annoyed everyone. AJ Styles is then, of course, the WWE champion and continues as a heel, potentially facing Roman or someone else at WrestleMania as a way of introducing himself to the company. And then, let's be honest, Roman is probably going to go over at Mania and win the championship back. But this is a way of getting Roman Reigns over. And let's be honest, that is all that WWE care about, is getting this pay-per-view to elevate Roman Reigns up to the next level. And the best way of doing that is having a complete screw job to make everyone feel sympathetic for Roman Reigns. That's my prediction for the Royal Rumble, as well as what I think is going to happen, what's not going to happen. Let me know in the comment section what you feel is going to happen in the Royal Rumble, who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Remember to leave a like if you like the video. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter at SUPERZOMGBBQ. Also remember to subscribe if you want to see more WWE predictions and also WWE Supercard and 2K16 content. I look forward to catching you guys very soon.